Meat and potatoes on the table we chew. Two forks clash, but we're tasting the truth. Your salt's too much, my spice too weak. We talk all night till the food can't speak. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. You like it fried, I'll take it mashed. Your gravy flows, my sauce gets splashed. Every bite's a battle, every word's a feast. In this kitchen we're kings and beasts. Forks in hand, plates collide. Who's got the truth? Who's got the pride? Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. Pass the pepper, pass the sass, debate the flavor, it's a podcast class. Words like knives, opinions sharp, but laughter's the melody we call art. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. Meat and potatoes on the table we chew. Two forks clash, but we're tasting the truth. Your salt's too much, my spice too weak. We talk all night till the food can't speak. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. You like it fried, I'll take it mashed. Your gravy flows, my sauce gets splashed. Every bite's a battle, every word's a feast. In this kitchen we're kings and beasts. Forks in hand, plates collide. Who's got the truth, who's got the pride? Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. Pass the pepper, pass the sass. Debate the flavor, it's a podcast class. Words like knives, opinions sharp, but laughter's the melody we call art. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view. Meat and potatoes, that's what we do. You say it's red, I swear it's blue. Agree to disagree, we stew and stew. But man, oh man, it's a tasty view.
What's up, Phil?
What's up, my man?
How you doing, my brother? Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be on another episode of Meat and Potatoes.
Yeah, no, I was excited after last week's show. We had a good one. That was really good. It was good talks, man. It was good stuff. See, we were able to go ahead and disagree on something, and at the same time, we were just fine with it after. No violence, no nothing.
Oh, no, of course not. I think that's one big thing that is happening, today's society, is people can't just have a conversation. Even if you don't agree with each other or do agree with each other, it doesn't matter. Like, can we have a conversation? I'm going to turn my fan off real quick.
Yes, sir. Oh, see that, Phil? You got a fan.
Yeah, I just really had to cut it off.
Oh, man. We don't have enough fans for you to cut them off.
Tonight episode is going to be a little bit different on my end. For those of you who have tuned in, of course, y'all know D, aka the Punisher, Philip, aka Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Um, I recently started a job. I work for a company called ARC, which is Advocacy and Resource Center. And what we do
Did you just say you
is,
started a new job?
yes,
All right, I just wanted to hear that correct. Okay.
yeah,
All
I
right.
did.
Okay.
And what we do is help people with disabilities. Um,
Oh,
they
that's
like
nice.
to say disabled people, but people are not defined by their disabilities. So first and foremost, they're not called retards. They're not called disabled people. They are
I
people with disabilities.
I hate, 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 despise, detest. Um, list goes on. People that say the word retard.
Yeah,
I hate that word more than anything in this world, more than moist, more than any other type of word. People that use the word retard, they are just ridiculous. I hate
well,
retard.
it's interesting since we're on this topic. Um, you got to think back to uh, back when they were burning women at the stake, thinking they were witches. If you
Mm,
go back even further, go all the way back to the Spartans. What did the Spartans do with any person that was born with a flaw? They discarded them, aka they killed them.
right.
They didn't know that these people were not any different than them. They just had a disability. There was something that held them back. But in the same sense of being held back, they also had something that made them a little bit stronger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, I don't like the word retard, but you know the expression retard strength.
Mm. That's a true.
And it,
That's a true. That's a real thing. That's like a real. That had an actual meaning to it at one point in time.
I mean, yes, at one point in time it did, but I mean, you
Because
think
I
about a
know retard
person,
strong. I know that word. I definitely know that saying.
right? But
And it's
that's
not
that,
even it's not even a bad thing. I don't think when you say you're retard strong. I think that's an actual. I look at it as like holy shit. That person's a monster. To be
right?
perfectly honest.
But
You
the
know what I
way
mean?
it started because of people with a disability, and they
Okay.
were extremely strong.
All right.
I had a very good friend of mine, actually. I'm not going to say his name, just for his personal
Doug.
sake and his personal privacy.
Right.
But he was a person with a disability, but
Mhm.
he was extremely strong. Like this young man at the age of 18 could pick up a refrigerator on
Holy
his
shit.
shoulder and carry it like it was, I don't know, a piece of wood. Like
Wow.
he was just extremely
Well,
strong.
Phil, some wood is pretty heavy too. You know.
I mean, some wood is, but I mean, if you think about a refrigerator,
Right. So it's like
you know,
someone throwing a piece of mahogany over their shoulder.
yes,
All right.
yes. Even if you look in history, you go all the way back to the point when, like I said, when they were burning women at the stake, calling them witches, they were doing the exact same thing to them.
So if you
Then
were
they got
retarded, if you were retarded, back in
you were
those,
killed.
like,
You were killed.
wow, I never knew that, man.
I mean, Disney. Honestly, Disney has a habit of taking things that are kind of messed up and trying to make them look better. A prime example of that is the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was
Okay,
looked at as something that was just a monster, but he wasn't.
right,
Something that was just a monster, but he wasn't.
right. Shrek,
Now, in
even
that
right. Shrek.
well, Shrek can be put in that same category too. Yes, yes. So at one point in time, society looked at people like that as if they shouldn't be around. They were more of a disease than anything else, but they weren't a disease. They're not a disease. Um, so fast forward some years, centuries actually. Bring it up to 1970. So there was a place that was established called Willowbrook. Now the name sounds very nice. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a nice place. It was so, and then this in the 70s, so they use the word retarded a lot. If anybody wants to know the actual YouTube to watch, if you're interested in this, It's called The Last Disgrace
Yep.
of Willowbrook. I advise anybody who might be slightly interested to look at it and check it out. It has a lot of good information in it. But at this time, they had a facility that was for people who had disabilities. Now, in the 1970s, they still hadn't figured out how to categorize certain disabilities. So they didn't know somebody who had Asperger's and somebody who had Parkinson's and somebody who had Down syndrome was any different. To them, it was all the exact same thing. And in this facility, originally there were 600 employees. Originally, there were 600 employees. But the conditions got so bad that there was ending up being only 30 employees. Mind you, these 30 employees watched out for 5,328 people.
Wow.
Now, when I say watch out for, a lot of them were not clothed at all. A lot of these people were in straitjackets. Most of the time, they was in just a single room where they sat all day long in their own feces, in their own urine, in their own throw up. You have individuals from the age of 2 years old all the way up to 60 years old.
That's fucking terrible, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. But this facility eventually. I mean, like everything else in society, like I had brought up originally, they don't know how to deal with certain things, so they just do what they think they should do.
Just threw you away, man.
They do that. But this place was eventually shut down. Now it's a college. It's actually a college now. The company that I work for now, we have 3 residents that actually were at Willowbrook.
Okay.
One of them I personally have been in contact with. All of them have severe trauma. Not only that, but on the good positive side, they're also advocates. Along the same line as how you are an advocate for CPS, I'm becoming an advocate for people with disabilities.
Right.
In 2009, I forgot the young man's name. I apologize for getting his name. I did a lot of research on a lot of things, and his name escapes me right now. But it was a young man who had a disability. I think he had Down syndrome. He was also blind and deaf. This young man's family was doing everything they could to try to help him. They spent thousands of dollars trying to help this young man. Unfortunately, he was put in 3 different facilities where he was abused. Unfortunately, the last facility he was in, he happened to be on a bus trip and he was acting out, but he wasn't really acting out. He had a toothache. But because of his disability, he couldn't tell nobody he had a toothache. All he could do was flail around. The attendant that was on the bus with him wrapped him in a blanket and sat on top of him to make him stop moving.
What?
But unfortunately, suffocated him to death. This was all swept under the rug. The family was not allowed to see any documents prior to all this. They were not allowed to visit. When they wanted to visit, they said, "Oh, there's medical restrictions right now. The kids are sick. You can't come up here." This is something just recently, for me personally, that I'm starting to realize is a huge issue. In 2017, there's a facility called Judge Rottenberg Center of Video. Center. The man that started the facility himself was basically experimenting on people with disabilities.
Oh my God.
His idea was to do shock therapy,
Oh boy,
saying he
hear
could
a lot about
shock.
that stuff, man. Whew.
Say whatever.
Said you hear a lot of stuff about that shock therapy back in those days, man. It was not good.
This was in 2017.
Oh my God, I didn't realize it. I thought you was talking about those articles. Wow,
No. I'm
2017
talking
they're
about
doing
something
this?
recent. This is something recent. I can
Oh
actually
damn.
send you. I can actually send you the. His name was Judge Rottenberg Center. That's the name of the place. The reason it's
Yeah.
called that is because the man that started it, the judge got him off on some other charges that he had done prior, fraud and a couple other things. So he named the center after the judge. But he created these backpacks that did shock therapy to people with disabilities, to basically shock it out of them, to make them behave.
Wow.
There was a young lady who was literally strapped down, who was deaf and blind, and she had I want to say Parkinson's and it wasn't Down syndrome. I forgot the other one that she had, but they strapped her down for 16 hours
Holy
and was
shit.
doing shock therapy to her. This is a place that's still going on right now. Again, Darren, I'm going to send you this information so you can put on the website. Again, this is something I feel very strongly about. The only reason I'm bringing up the negative right now because I want the positive to kind of cushion a little bit. As far as Willowbrook went, that place has been shut down and now it's a college.
Right.
As far as the center that I just brought up, they're still open, but they're not allowed to do shock treatment in the way they were doing it. But I feel
Well, I
like
hope so.
it's still going on to some degree. You know, it's still going on, unfortunately. But the group that I work for, again, of course, is called ARC. And what we basically do is help people who have these disabilities be able to get jobs. If they can't get jobs, at least be able to live on their own.
Right.
It's a great foundation. This is one of the few jobs that I've ever had in my whole life that I strongly stand behind. And I haven't even worked at this job long, but what they do is extremely important. And I feel like I want and need to be an advocate along with them. I have family who were disabled. I have had friends who were disabled either mentally or physically. And, people don't think about, we talk about things that happen to children, things that happen to women. But a lot of times what happens to people with disabilities is kind of swept under the rug.
Hey Phil.
They-
Hey Phil.
yeah.
How about we do
Yeah, go
this?
ahead.
Let me put this. This is a quick video. Well, quick, about 10 minutes. But why don't we put this on so people understand what we're talking about?
Okay, go ahead.
This is Willowbrook right here. And let's play up what this is going on.
Okay. Mind you, the content is very disturbing. So
it was 43 years ago that my next guest, using a stolen key and an inside tip, entered the walls of the Willowbrook School for the Developmentally Disabled on Staten Island. What he captured was a story so shocking, it changed the face of mental health as we know it. Let's take a look.
The doctor had warned me that it would be bad. It was horrible. There was one attendant for perhaps 50 severely and profoundly retarded children. Lying on the floor, naked and smeared with their own feces, they were making a pitiful sound, a kind of mournful wail that it's impossible for me to forget. This is what it looked like, this is what it sounded like, but how can I tell you about the way it smelled? It smelled of filth, it smelled of disease, and it smelled of death. We returned without the knowledge of the school administration and through a back door. It was the first day all over again.
For these people, life is just 1 hour after another of looking at the floor. Every child can be trained. These kids, there's no effort. We don't know what these kids are capable of doing.
How is it living on the ward that you live?
Disgrace.
a disgrace.
Yes.
We ask for change, we demand change. What you've seen here just doesn't have to be this way.
And with me now is Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo, welcome.
You know, I see that, and it chokes me up to this day. It's almost like an automatic response. It just evokes, and I hadn't seen it in a while. It just evokes that original sensation, that feeling that I had when I walked in there I had no connection at all to the population we used to define as mentally retarded, now developmentally disabled. So seeing it for the first time was like a traumatic shock. It was like I hear described the how GIs reacted when they saw the concentration camps when they were liberated, even those who intellectually knew what they were getting into. And it's like a form of post-traumatic stress almost.
Really.
And Bernard, I was with Bernard just last Friday.
Bernard was that young man with the mustache that you were talking about.
And he was 21 years old on that day, so we could spring him. We could get him out. He could sign himself out at the age of 21, because technically it was a state school, they called it. So we got him out, and Bernard was a classic example. He's a guy with cerebral palsy and other disabilities, but he was not a low IQ. In other words, his IQ was normal, within the normal range. He was just misdiagnosed. In those days, they put everybody in the institution. So here he had cerebral palsy. He was 3 years old, living on the Lower East Side, single parent, Puerto Rican mom. And the doctor says, "You can't handle this kid. Take him. We'll put him in these institutions." So Willowbrook on Staten Island in New York City. I mean, that was in New York City. It wasn't like in Belarus or Asia someplace. It was New York City, and they put him in there at the age of 3. So this is 18 years later when we found him, and But he's worked for the city. I just wanted to make this one point, Rafi.
All right, so you can continue watching that. If you want to. It's on Metro Focus, and you should definitely check out Geraldo Rivera's the real video that he did that when he discovered that place. That was atrocious, man.
That the young man they showed, who they misdiagnosed, he is actually he's an advocate, a strong. And now he's probably around 70, 80 years old now, but that center that they had, supposedly center, is now a college, and he was there for the opening of that college. But yeah, it was a horrible thing. It was a very horrible thing, and the title of that show was very appropriate because it was a disgrace. We as a country ignored and didn't know how to deal with people with disabilities. And if you notice in the video, they said the other way around. They said disabled people. Now we don't say disabled people. We say people with disabilities because they're no less than anybody else. There were people that I helped care for that are highly intelligent. Highly. There's a young man that can literally look at something one time and remember it.
Right.
If you play a note on the piano, he will remember it and he can play it himself.
Oh, wow.
So you cannot look at these people like they are something that should be discarded or something that are less. They're the same. There's a young girl by the name of Cindy. Her parents had no idea how to communicate with her at all. And then she picked up her father's laptop one day and typed to him saying, "I know I have autism. I know I'm different, but don't treat me like I'm different." And she was able to communicate through that. And that's one thing I feel like people do. They look at individuals with these disabilities and they can talk freely in front of them about them. But you can't, because they understand exactly what you're saying about them.
Right. They're not shut outs. They're not shut offs. You know what I mean? They're not. And they're certainly not to be thrown away. Absolutely not.
No.
We have plenty of people here on the station, Phil, that have handicapped relatives, or people with disabilities. I don't mean to call it the wrong thing. And there's plenty of more of those people out here that our own government has created through what they've done.
They were actually at Willowbrook. They were doing experiments on these people. They was the same way they did experiments with like monkeys and everything else. They was doing to these people.
That's just disgusts me. I mean, just when I just was sitting there looking at like, what type of person did it take to work in a facility and such like that? That like you can actually literally sit there and watch. I mean, look at man. I have a lot of cats, right? We
Right.
constantly clean that litter box all day long so that the place doesn't smell like cats. We don't want to be in a, like those people that have a house that reeks of cats. Can you imagine going into a place that's human beings and it reeks so bad in there that it's just intolerable? The smell and everything
Yeah.
is just intolerable, and they
And
don't
see,
care. They're going home.
no. Now that's a slight misconception right there. It's the people that owned and actually ran the facility. The people that worked there were disgusted by it. There were plenty of them. There's another video. I will send it to you once I find it. They were trying to speak out and they fired them.
But what did they just stop speaking out once they fired them? They're
No,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
okay, that's done. We're done talking.
no. You remember the young man that they was talking about? He was one of the first to
If they
get
were
out
so
of there.
disgusted by the conditions and everything of living there, why did they not call Geraldo Rivera first? Why did he have to sneak around? And furthermore,
Because
why didn't
nobody
he
at
clean
the
their mess
you got to
up?
think about the time that was. They didn't know how to deal with anything like that. So even somebody speaking up, it would be the equivalent to go way back in the day and say, "Oh, racism is
The
bad. You can't do
this is
this."
after Vietnam. This is after Vietnam, though, man. People are
Yeah,
used
it
to
is.
love hippie and all that stuff, so they're speaking out, man. No, that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on these people that say that they worked there and they were distraught and all this shit. They didn't work hard enough to make sure that these kids were cleaned up and the place was cleaned up. So for them to
I
sit
agree
around
with
and
you
blame it on somebody else and do any of that, that's bullshit, lazy, passing the buck attitude. Because they should have done
there were
something. They took that shirt off that kid that had puke soaked in it. They could have mopped up the floors as soon as the kids shit all over. They had things that they could do and they didn't do it. They sat around, they bitch complained, and it got to that point.
and the people that stayed, I'm talking about the ones that stayed when it was down to 30, 60 employees, when you're looking out for 5,000 individuals. It's very hard to maintain that. It's no different than your house being overrun by roaches. You can do only so much. Unfortunately, in that situation, a lot of people suffered. There were young
Yeah.
people and adult people in that facility that families had no idea where they were at.
Well, I just found out recently that the same situation happened in my family. My mother
Really?
actually went and found, yeah, my grandmother, they were back in Pinehurst, North Carolina. This is in the 60s or 70s, actually. And my grandfather had died, I guess, and they put my grandmother in a home. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about how that is, what I'm talking about, the dates and how the death went. So don't give me no one. Not that anyone's going to take my quotes on that, but so my grandmother was put into this home in North Carolina, and they it was a big, beautiful, mansion looking place, like a southern mansion and everything. And when my mom finally got to be able to go and visit her, she walked in. She thought the place looked great, so on and so forth. Blah 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 blah. She went in there, and everybody was sitting down at, I guess, a big dining room table, having like community meal or whatever they were doing. And the lady asked, "Where's my grandmother?" And she said, "Well, she's not. She doesn't eat out here. She eats in the back with, she's in the back. She's
Oh, I
not."
know the facility. I know exactly what facility you're talking about because they had all the older people in like a back shed or a back
Yep.
barn looking building.
Damn
Yeah.
right. My mom's the one that exposed that, I guess. So she went back there, and there was, I think she said that there was, I want maybe 16 people or 20 people or something. But they're in her building, but there were all kinds of separate buildings that were locked completely down. So she came out front. She said, "Look, I want to see my grandmother right now, and you need to come and open these doors because they were locked from the inside. They were locked.
Yeah.
These people, if there was a fire, if there was anything, they couldn't have gotten out, and the conditions were wretched."
Yeah.
And my mom went. The cops came the next day, and they shut the nursing home right down.
The Willowbrook. So one of the buildings, because there was 4 separate buildings. One of the ladies who worked there who got fired for trying to speak out. She said when she first got hired, mind you, she was 19 years old at the time. So you're 19 years old, first job ever. There was 3 steel doors she had to go through before she could actually get to where the people were at. That lets you know right there they didn't want these people known about.
Right. And what was going on?
Unfortunately, there are places still like this right now.
Oh, I know. I'm sure that there is, man. I mean, you want to talk about this? Let's talk about how atrocious some of these jails probably are, right?
We're not even gonna get on the. I mean, we can definitely talk about that.
No, that's a
Speaking
whole
from
other
a
topic.
person,
I'm just saying.
yeah, that
But if you can imagine if these health facilities are this bad, imagine what jail cells are like when people that are getting thrown away that are bad people
that can't defend themselves, that
right?
can't even defend themselves.
They got nothing, bro.
It's atrocious. It's completely atrocious. It is disgusting to even think that as a society right now we can still do something like that.
Right. And if you can't tell the difference between a nursing home and a jail, boy,
A
we have
nursing home is just as bad as a jail, if not worse.
This is what I'm saying. When we become a society that you can't tell the difference between the two,
Right.
we've got freaking problems, man.
But I mean, look what they do with society. They want to flood you with everything else so you don't pay attention to it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
want you to watch every kind of program that's entertaining. They want you to watch reality shows where they're talking about people's life and drama. Forget about like the actual people that are going through real things. Pay attention to this.
Yeah.
And that is the saddest thing. And I have just now started to chip away at the iceberg of a problem that I find is serious. You know, you and a few other people I know, Candace, you know, y'all have been fighting the CPS fight for I don't know how long. I just found the avenue of something that I take just as seriously as y'all take as that.
That's good, man. That's good for you because anybody on this side of the fight of the good, any new good guys that we can get to be on this fight, whether it's against CPS, whether it's against this, whether it gets that, as long as you're on the team of the good side, man, that's what we need, right? It doesn't matter what your fight is for. Just like Dave Waggle says, you know, like it doesn't matter what the fight is, you know, as long as you're doing something, as long as you're not sitting around just bitching and doing nothing, as long as you're standing up and you're doing something, doesn't matter what your cause is, doesn't matter who you are, who you're fighting for. Just do something. Don't sit around on your ass, you know?
I agree with you. I completely agree with
Dave,
you.
yeah, well, I mean, that's Dave Waggle's words, you know? So, you know, like there's a lot of validity in what he says there because there is. Like, don't sit around and be the person that's just going to bitch about this stuff and you do nothing about it. If you're going to
Actually get
open
up
your
and
mouth,
do something.
right, if you're going to open your mouth about it, then, you know, like they say, man, don't talk about it, be about it. Because
Be about it. Yeah.
we got enough talking about it in this world.
Yeah. For
We have
sure.
way too much talking about it. Way too much over talking about it. You know, like how much
It's
more
not
can we
just them
beat this
talking
dead horse
about it.
with this talk, you know?
It's not just them talking about it. It's also people acting as if they care, but don't
Yeah.
really. It's just
Yeah.
the newest topic to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
let me just say first and foremost, I am not just sitting here talking about this. I told Candace the other day, this has set off a fire inside of me that I didn't even know was there.
Yeah. That's good, man. I'm really
Like
glad that that's
literally.
for you.
So
That's good. I'm so glad that that does. And that's it just comes from you getting this job. So you knew nothing about this stuff for that job, huh?
I mean, I knew certain kind of things, but I didn't know it was on this level. I didn't know that people were getting sexually, mentally, emotionally abused. You know, people in these situations that are sent to these so-called institutions are being treated less than human. In the place that was Willowbrook, they had 3 minutes to eat, and they were basically taking food and just mushing it into a broth.
Right. So tell me
Which
again.
was
Tell me again why a person with symptoms or handicaps or whatever you want to say, why do they have to hurry up and eat? What do they have to do? that's so
It's
pressing you
not.
have to give them slop.
It's not that they had to make them hurry up and eat. They at that time didn't know how to take care of these people at all. You got to
They
remember,
knew good and bad,
like
man. Don't let them
I'm
off
gonna
the
give
hook.
you.
They knew what good and bad was. They know what's right and wrong.
I mean, yeah, we know what's right and wrong, but you got to think about
Would you slap
every.
slop into your grandmother's face or your little child's face and tell them you
Do
have
they not? Do
stuff?
they not with Do they not with nursing homes?
Right,
Do
but
they
this is
not do
these
that very
people know
same
what right
thing?
and wrong is. They know what right and wrong is. So that makes them just as guilty.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that.
You know?
Like if you watch the full video, that you will see footage of them literally just shoveling. It looks like bread and water and rice in the people's faces,
Yeah.
or they're eating it themselves with their bare hands. And not everybody ate.
Right.
Like
Because there's like a
there was
slop mentality.
it. Like I said, if anybody watches that video, just be prepared for what you're about to see. It makes me feel like we were in the dark ages all over again watching that video. Like the
We
first
are.
time I watched it, it literally brought me to tears. Like everybody in our class that was watching it was in tears. And then we literally had somebody who was there come and talk to us about their experience.
Yeah,
And it was
John
heart-wrenching.
said, do you want me to John knows someone that that was at Willowbrook. You know somebody about that. Yeah, John, I would love that if you could get him in touch with us. Debbie, how did your day
Yeah,
go?
for sure.
But John, absolutely, please do that. Please do that. And Classic Mommy, I'll tell you what. If you want, I can send you a publisher's copy, which is no like title, no like real cover or any of that stuff. I can email it to you. You can check it out if you want. Maybe make a donation or something to us if you want to do it that way. If you
Darren, also look up the Judge Rottenberg Center.
Judge Rottenberg Center.
When you watch the original video that they put out, it portrayed to be this extremely helpful, well-rounded, well-organized community center for people with disabilities. But that's not the case. It was basically an insane asylum.
Well,
it's still active today.
Yeah, special education school in Canton, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Stop the Shock, the Judge Rottenberg Center torture and something else.
Yep.
Wow.
Like Darren, when I told you that this was something that lit a fire in me, I have been doing my research.
Yeah, in 2021, it says the Judge Rottenberg Center at Massachusetts schools still uses electric shock therapy to punish disabled students.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I forgot the man's name right now, but he actually ended up killing himself. He threw himself out of a 2-story building.
Wow.
Like this is right along with CPS and everything else. And the bigger picture is there's a lot of things that happen to people that are thrown under the rug or act like don't pay attention to it. But our children, our families, there are people who are destroyed behind this. There are people who, like I said, were at Willowbrook whose family never knew they were there in the first place.
Yeah, right.
There are young people at these centers that we just talked about, the Judge Rottenberg Center, that have no idea what's happening to their children.
Right.
And that's on a positive side. That's why I like the organization I work with right now, because they help families and people actually live productive lives, and not just live them, become people that shouldn't feel like they should be looked down on. There's actually a whole website for where I work at right now of people who have worked at a job for 15, 20, 10 years. People who are going to work for the first time, people who are getting in a relationship for the first time, people who are doing things like just going to the mall and buying their own clothes.
Right.
Like it is a like I said, it's one of those things that I have done in my life right now that I feel like is truly important. And it's not just a job to me. It's not a job. I feel like I'm doing something more than just working. I'm helping somebody where it genuinely fucking matters.
That's good, and I'm glad that you're here. Like I was saying to you before, Phil, I'm glad that you are joining the ranks of the good, man. You know, like you're doing this, you're doing it, you're getting involved, man. You are you're doing what needs to be done for the good of humanity and the good of the people, man. You know, like whereas you weren't active in this stuff not too long
No, I
ago.
really
You know,
wasn't. I was interested on it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely was interested. You know, I've talked with you, I've talked with John, I've talked with Bay, and I've heard things from all of y'all, and I'm like, I'm interested in it. But I finally found an area where I fit in, where I
right,
can advocate alongside of y'all
right.
and fight the good fight. Now, do I expect change to happen in my lifetime? Probably not. But
That's
if the
right.
next generation can make it change, I did my part.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man.
So that's the topic I wanted to touch on for tonight. Again, anybody who wants to check out the video again, it's called The Last Regret. It's the 1972 on Willowbrook. There's plenty of other videos alongside with that you can check out. Not all of them are negative. Some are extremely positive. Some are people that came out of Willowbrook. Some are people's children who advocated. Um,
Mhm.
but this is something I'm going to be talking about a lot more. Not every episode, but I will be bringing it up and keeping y'all updated on things that's going on because I feel like most people in the dark about things like this.
Well, man,
People that
maybe
come,
this is what your calling is. You know, like you got into this place, you got into this. Maybe you need to go out and start looking this stuff up and make an exposure to this. You know,
very
like
possible.
maybe this is something that you needed to because how much of this stuff is really going on in this world, dude, and how much of it is being missed. You know, like this stuff being put in the back seat to what? Something else is covering this stuff up right now, right? Like so,
Yeah, for sure,
someone, this is going on in this world. This is definitely going on in this
for
world.
sure,
And
for sure, for
like
sure.
let's get something brought to light on it, man. I mean, you have the position, you seem to have the you have the angst and the want to do this stuff, man. Like, let's do it, bro.
Well, I will be coming to you with more information when I have it, and
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
be keeping
excited.
everybody updated.
I mean, because pretty much, man, I'm just getting sick of the way people are treated. Period.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it doesn't matter if you
We
have a handicap or not, or whatever, this, that, and the other. I'm just sick of the way that people are treating people. This world has gone
yeah.
to shit really fast since the time that I was a little kid to the time of now, man. Like, this is not America. This is not anything to dream about. This is a fucking nightmare that we're living in, brother. It really is. You know, when you have shit like this,
We're a
that's,
nightmare, and we're a third world country that is being
yeah.
told
I
we're not
mean,
a third world
right.
country.
You imagine if any of these people came back to life and saw the way that we're living this day and age, you know, like
They would probably
there's,
kill themselves. They would
yeah,
probably kill
yeah,
themselves.
yeah. Wouldn't be surprised at all, you know. Like this, what's going on in this world? They've broken the family apart. You know, these guys, these World War II kids that went off to war and died, never made a home, all that stuff. They were
Mhm.
fighting for the American, you know, the America. Like that was like the real
Yeah,
America. And I don't need to knock any veterans, and I'm not certainly not knocking any veterans when I say this. But World War II was a whole different mindset when they went out there. They were fighting. You know, like they had the muscle pictures up. You know, like that was this country came together for a war. You know, like
yeah.
they brought themselves together and they cared for what they were fighting for. And it wasn't this. They didn't go
No,
out there and
no,
leave their
definitely not.
lives on that. They did not go out and leave their lives on that battlefield so people could take children. CPS could take children from us. They didn't leave their lives on that battlefield so that their grandmother could get tortured in an old folks home. They didn't lay their lives down for any of these judges to decide that they want to do whatever they want to do, and that's that. Not follow the
Mhm.
Constitution or the laws or any of that. That's not
Right.
why these people laid their lives down. And it's a great disgrace to them too, all of the fallen, when we show that this is what we have become.
But this is what
Think
they
about
wanted us to become.
Right, but think
If you
about the
don't,
people that lost their lives under the gumption that they were fighting for the American dream, the idea of America.
yeah,
And if they were to come back today and see what this place has turned into, they'd be
they would be
freaking
disgusted.
disgusted. Yeah,
They would be.
absolutely.
They were probably, honestly, I know this sounds very far fetched, but they will renounce themselves as Americans. Like,
Yeah,
no, this is not what I fought for.
right. Yeah, I think they'd
You
be
know,
pissed. I think they'd be bullshit. They'd be mad. Like this is not the America that we're supposed to be.
but see, that's what happens when you allow a government to run the people and the people not run the government.
We're all guilty for this. Every
Yeah.
one of us are guilty for this.
Everybody played a hand in this, even if it's in the smallest way. Everybody played a hand in this.
Just accepting a
We're here
speeding
for a reason. We're at
Right.
this point for a reason.
Just accepting speeding tickets and going to court and accepting those things from happening has now made it mandatory that they are allowed to use statutes and codes to penalize us. Like all
Right.
of these things have been put into place, and we just let him do it. That's the thing. We let them do this stuff, and we all should be very ashamed, very, very ashamed. But that doesn't mean that it's time to roll over and lay down and die. It means that, if you got any piss and vinegar left in you, man, stand up for what you believe in and be that person that you know that you can be. Show these bastards that they're not taking away our freedoms like this. They're not going to get away with treating our children and our elderly this way. They're not going to get away with treating anybody this way.
I mean, from the ashes rises what? A phoenix.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, we have to go through this for us to become better, because before you can build something, something has to be destroyed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if a house burns down,
You put
those
a new one.
chemicals in those pieces become smoke. That smoke becomes something else. We're always going to change. I
Yeah.
just hope that even if it doesn't happen in my lifetime, I hope that we become better. They make all these movies about how, through history, people went through war and there's plagues and disease, and then one day humanity becomes something great. I hope that actually happens. But if the bullshit keep happening, all right, we're going to become the next extinct existence if we keep going the way we're going.
I'm afraid that we already are on our way there, even though we have an abundance of
Oh yeah,
numbers of people.
no.
I feel like
We are already there. It doesn't mean it can't change. And that's one reason why I'm happy about this podcast, because people are scared to just be honest. We have fucked up. I will say, honestly, the 80s were the last generation of people that gave a fuck. Now everybody's entitled. Now everybody wants to be accepted for what they do. But what we forgot
No, they're not for what they do. They want special privileges for not doing anything.
And they want validation. Why do I have to validate anything you're doing? But this is where we messed up. We didn't pass on the knowledge we had. We were so concerned about doing what we wanted to do, we let them figure it out on their own. Then when they did, and we get mad at them for doing certain shit, we can't be mad at them because we didn't teach them. We were supposed to be the ones to teach them, and we didn't. So like you said, we fell short. We fucked up.
Yeah, we sure did. We all have our hands in the role of the failure to this country right now.
Like, I'm not going to point my finger at nobody before I point it at myself. I will say that.
I'm going to blame you. I'll blame you, Phil.
Well, everybody blame black folks, so it's cool.
Well, you try being a fat person. They always blame the fat person. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm just playing.
I know, but it's true. And then if you're a black fat person, you're screwed. You don't even get picked for kickball.
I mean, if you're a fat white kid, you don't get picked for anything except.
I know. Well, you're the one that brought up the black thing and the white thing.
That was me trying to lighten the mood a little bit, but apparently it didn't work out.
Well, then what? So then the white guy tries to say something about black people, and now we're all gonna have a tizzy.
Tizzy? Who the fuck says tizzy?
I just said
the 1950s.
Maybe it
Tizzy?
should be. Maybe it should be.
Mary
Good God.
Poppins is gonna walk into your room right now and ask you if you want a crumpet.
You know what? I'm gonna come in there and tell you a spoonful of sugar go down and smooth or whatever that song is right there. Spoonful of sugar helps medicine go down. Phil.
I fuck with you, Darren.
You know. But yeah, I mean that's just we got like 10 minutes left. What do you guys think about all this? What do you guys think about all this? And you know what? What do you think about what's going on with Charlie Kirk? First of all, I want to say this to any of you people out there that are cheering on and rooting for the death of that man. You are pieces of shit. Now, I know that you have the First Amendment right to say whatever you want, but there's a line that needs to be drawn in yourself and your morals to know when something is right or wrong to do, and to demoralize this man after his death and his passing, and to do it in the face of his wife and his children that are still trying to mourn. Shame on you. Shame on you. You know, and then you have these people out there. Go ahead.
In my opinion on that, I kind of agree with you. After a person passes, you don't talk shit about the dead. It's over with. You can say what you want about a person while they're living, but once they passed on, leave them the fuck alone. Like, you shouldn't do that. Now, on the other side of that, was he right about a lot of things? Yes. Was he wrong about some things? Yes. Did he have a habit of speaking his fucking mind? Yeah, he did. But that's his right. He had the right to speak however he felt about shit. Whether he was wrong or right about it, it's his right to speak how he wants to. Now, did that end up fucking him up in the end? Yeah, it did. But he's passed on now. So, you know, I will never talk bad about the dead. Unless he was just horrible. Unless he was like Hitler.
Oh, whoa. All right. That's a whole other. We'll take that one up some other time. Phil, did you know that I sell Charlie Kirk t-shirts?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, you do now, don't you?
I know now.
Yeah. So if anybody is interested in picking up one, let me show you what it looks like, because they're pretty badass. Actually, I got one ordered for myself here. Let me just pop this up real quick for you guys. Check it out, everybody. Check it out. We got to get a meat. I'm going to have to do a meat and potatoes shirt too, huh?
Yeah, that would be great if we could do a meat and potato shirt.
Yeah, I definitely
think if we get over like 2,000 followers, I say we definitely do it.
What do you mean over 2,000 followers? We do it now. We don't need to wait for them.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. So here we go right here. Check it out. This is the store, guys. And also you can go to cpsbreakingnews.com and you can check it out. You can check it out on our stuff there. Where is this thing? Where is the damn store, Phil?
Your store, bro.
I know. It's not a little damn thing up there. Where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. Right there. Here it is. There it is, right here. See that stuff? Boom.
That doesn't look like a shirt.
Where are we at? Is it coming there now? Share this tab instead. Boom, here they are.
Okay.
You know the What Would Charlie Do shirts right here, man. They're pretty badass.
What would Charlie do?
Yeah. Those up. See, it says down the sleeves, everything, man. What would Charlie do? They're pretty cool designs. On the back, it says "Prove Me Wrong." It's got some cool side things on it there. But yeah, this is all the stuff we have at CPS Breaking News. We got, Gunning for CPS, the Reckoning t-shirts. We got Bring Back Brenda t-shirts. We got another Gunning for CPS. We got. We're
gonna have to do meat and potatoes, bro. We gotta do meat and potatoes.
Yeah, we definitely will have to. Queen hats like Tiff. We got all kinds of things, man. So come on here and get some merch. Do some stuff with it, make Guaranteed Great Again hats. I got a lot more to come, guys. Believe me, I have a lot more to come. But yeah, I'll get a meat and potatoes outfit up there. Listen to me go now.
No, let's do an outfit.
You want to talk about
jogging pants and
Oh yeah, we got a whole sweatsuit on. Meat and potatoes.
Yeah. And I will wear it. I promise you I will wear it.
Yeah, we'll make half black and half white. Say meat and potatoes on both sides.
We'll do the white gravy and brown gravy. How about that?
Oh, like they have gravy spills on the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be good too. One piece of chicken on your side, chicken and watermelon, and I get the gravy on my side.
See, I don't even like watermelon. You fuck.
Great Kool-Aid or something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm not the stereotypical black guy. You're gonna have to think outside the box with me, bro. I listen to fucking Marilyn
What?
Manson and
You eat,
fucking
you
Jimi
eat
Hendrix.
broccoli? You eat broccoli, mister?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's educated.
I'm very educated.
Yeah, you are. You know, you remind me of the guy in the movie Glory. Who was the servant? His name was Thomas in the movie. I don't remember the actor's name, but you really remind me of him. You know, it's just fun stuff.
But why we got two fucking fingers?
Oh, there we go. We've got secrets. There it is. Secret time.
No,
Secret time.
we both asked up a pack of cigarettes and didn't realize we both opened one because it's literally too open.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pack your cigarette right now.
No, you're not. This is not jail.
No, it's
Stranger
not.
danger, stranger danger.
Yeah, get back, buddy. You're about ready to have an accident.
No.
But yeah, Phil, another good show, man. I like it. I think people like it.
Yeah, this
Sorry
is
it's a little
definitely
raw,
of all the shows we've done so far, this has been my favorite just because I actually had a subject that I was
and I stayed awake.
very
I stayed awake too. I was awake the whole time. So
I'm so proud of you, my little narcoleptic baby.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. You got it, my black brother. I love it. This is good stuff, man. But yeah, so we'll be back when we get back, right? Whenever we
Yeah.
whenever we decide
Either
to do
next Friday or next Saturday, we'll definitely have another show going for sure.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Definitely.
All right. Well, Phil, say bye to our one fan. We're gonna get out of here.
It's not about the amount of fans. It's just about us being able to talk about what we want to talk about.
Well, you shut your fan off. Hey, you shut your fan off. I turned mine on. Just remember that.
Okay.
Have a good night, Phil.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There's some things that I don't like, and it's a lie. So we'll be here a while. On the pond, and Phil's by my side. So you know we'll be doing this right. We're the meat and potatoes of it, when no one will say it. You know that we will, 'cause we aren't afraid of it, and we know the truth hurts, but we
Hey guys, make sure tomorrow night you guys tune in for Henry's Equal and the Same, and we also have Sam Healing with Sam tomorrow night. So make sure you guys check those out because it's going to be really good. Henry is fired up, and Sam's got some great guests lined up. So please make sure that you guys do that. Thank you guys for everything, and I'm the CPS Punisher. I'm out of here.